Flurry here. I'm back. Yeah, I feel like it's been so long since I sat down and did a reading vlog because I've been so busy in the month of December. I've done a couple of them, but I have been incredibly unfocused because I've been filming so much for Bookmas, which I still have a month before those videos start going live. So if you notice a slight decrease in content, I apologize. But I am really excited to start this reading vlog. It is going to be a weekend reading vlog, I think, and I am just going to try to tackle as many Avengers for the Avengers Reading Challenge as I possibly can. I don't even really have a TBR because I haven't really looked forward for the challenges yet. So the book that I'm starting with, and this is to save Captain Marvel, is I have to read a full graphic novel. Ironically, I literally just picked this up from the library, and it's called A City of Dragons, The Awakening Storm by Jamel Yogis and Vivian Trunge. And this is about a young girl that moves to Hong Kong with her mom and her new stepdad, and they go to a fancy boarding school. Dragons, hilarity, drama, and saving the day ensue. And I need to read a book about heroes, which I think this would qualify. Also fighting an oppressive system, and maybe a character name that's hard to pronounce. But if I can at least get one or two of those prompts, I'll be super happy. So this is my plan. This is my plan to start this reading vlog with. I also did get my Owl Crate box for the month of November. One of our items, our planner, is a little bit delayed, but I did want to unbox it. I would do it in an unboxing video, but all my videos are still planned out until the middle of January, and I don't think I would have any time to unbox this anytime soon. So this theme is Dreaming in the Dark. This is a really, really pretty card. So the first thing I'm seeing, is washi tape. Strange the Dreamer, designed with love. Oh, this is great. I'm actually going to try to use this a little bit better when I do my bullet journal for 2022. So this is great. Oh, I love this. This is so pretty. Another thing I'm seeing is the box we didn't want. Okay, so this is just telling you that your reading planner is going to be a little bit delayed. And then one does not realize how powerful a dream is. That's a really, really pretty pen. The next thing I'm seeing, I don't know what this is. If I can open this, I will tell you. If not, it might be a hanging. Oh, it's a pillowcase. To the stars who listen and the dreams that answered. I have a feeling this is from Thorn of Glass. I will try. I don't want to spoil people, so I will try to post it on my Instagram, but it is very, very pretty. I love their lips. I love their chopsticks. So this is Dreamwalker, a Owl Crate exclusive. Ooh, that smells like citrusy. Ooh, that's really, really pretty. Oh, and we did get our third. Oh, I'm so excited. That's not the book I thought it was. I thought it was a totally different book. No, this is November. Maybe one of the books. Oh, so this is Oron Rises, The Plague of the Shadow King, and this is for the Gathering Shadow series by B.E. Schwab, which I hope to actually read in 2022. But these tins are so nice. They're like nice storage devices. I use them all the time. And the book that we got is The Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. I have wanted this book for so long, and I actually took it at the library 3 different times and just neglected it. Or I think I kept getting I kept having to return it. But yeah, I love this. I love this cover choice. This is very different. I don't know if you could see it in my picture, but very different from the original cover choice. And then the next box is Beneath the Waves. And we are going to get an item designed by Chatty Nora, which may be a book sleeve. We don't know. Let me see if I can find mine. So the paperback. Okay. So the reading planner we don't have, but that's by Paperback Bones. The tin is inspired by Darker Shade of Magic. The Fiction Co. But lip balm is from the Bone season. Those Sweet Dreams, a pillowcase inspired by the Court of Thorns of Roses. Oh, I read the first book in that series. And then Strange the Dreamer Washi tape created by Kim Cartel Arts. And The Dream Lies Beneath is a lush, layered story about magic and the captivating power of dreams. Perfect for fans of Hazelwood and the Night Circus. Ooh, and this book does have a reversible dust jacket. I never open these books until like, let me open it and then I'll report like getting up to get it. But this is what it looks like. There are no end papers, but there is a very nice dust jacket on the back, which is just stunning. I love when they do stuff like that. I just think it's like, or just a nice, ooh, they do have, I love when you have stuff on the dust jacket as like on the physical book, because it just is a nice addition, because I personally don't read my books with dust jackets on them because I don't want to ruin them, because I do commute to and from work. So I just always just like literally I just don't read them that way. But I'm really excited to see their reading planner. Hopefully it will come and arrive shortly. Supply chain issues are making everything a little bit more challenging, and we just have to be a little bit patient. However, I am going to go start The City of Dragons, The Awakening Storm, and when I read maybe about 50 pages, I will update you guys my thoughts. I might just tackle the rest of it, but we will see. This is 224 pages, so I think I can definitely tackle this today, especially because I'm watching some videos as background noise. But yeah, I'm going to go start this, read a little bit, and then I'll check in with you guys. Bye, friends. Do a quick update. I did wind up reading about 100 pages in The City of Dragons, The Awakening Storm. This book is very, very fun. I think I heard about this the first time on Alexa and Mackie's channel. And I just picked it up at the library when I was there. But I'm liking this book. You follow this main character named Grace, and after a little bit of a family disaster, her dad passes away from cancer. Her and her mom wind up moving to Japan and Hong Kong with her new stepfather. And a young woman, an old woman at like a bazaar gives her an egg, and the egg winds up hatching a dragon. Again, not as stunning as my lore, like art style is not as stunning as my lore one that I've read recently, which was just stunning, and I will stand by that. But it does remind me a lot of just like other books that I've read, and I just really, really like the characters. I like that this book is on friendship. Friendship in middle school is hard. I think it's, I am a theater teacher. I'm a middle school teacher. So I know that friendship dynamics and moving to new schools is really challenging for kids. Even just switching classes is really, really hard for them. So I like that is a big proponent, but I love the dragon. So I'm curious like where the story is going to go. There's a certain plot point that I'm like a little bit suspicious of, but I definitely would like to finish this book today. So that's my goal. I'm also watching a lot of YouTube videos and just relaxing. My voice is pretty hoarse because I yelled at my students this week. So sorry about that, kids. But I'm going to try to read about 100 more pages, and then I'll give you guys another update. Bye, friends. I'm going to do a quick check-in. I did wind up finishing City of Dragons, The Awakening Storm by Jamal Yogis and Vivian Trungog. I really like this book. I thought it was a very, very fun action adventure story. Really, really nice artwork. A lot was packed into this, like, as well. Normally when you read a middle grade graphic novel, it is a very, like, light story on the first one, but this one was really, really complicated. Sorry, I'm still losing my voice. And deals with like a lot of harder topics like grief, finding new friends, new family dynamics, and also a lot of Chinese mythology and dragons, which I adored. This little dragon that you meet in the story is so fun and so delightful. So I would want to giving this one like 3 stars for review. I really liked it, and I would definitely check out book 2. So I did capture Thor, which I worked out for a half an hour. They said pick an activity that you like, and considering this whole challenge is about reading, I decided to do something that was not reading. So I worked out for about 30 minutes. I finished this, so now I'm going to go see what the next challenge is. I don't look ahead at challenges, so I don't really know what I'm expecting, but I'm going to go figure out what that is. And then I'll report back and tell you guys what I'm going to be reading next. If it involves reading. I know some of these challenges as we get farther do not all involve directly reading, but I'm going to tackle them. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. I'm going to do a quick check-in. I did wind up finishing City of Dragons, The Awakening Storm by Jamal Yogis and Vivian Trungog. I really like this book. I thought it was a very, very fun action adventure story. Really, really nice artwork. A lot was packed into this, like, as well. Normally when you read a middle grade graphic novel, it is a very like light story on the first one, but This one was really, really complicated. Sorry, I'm still losing my voice. And deals with like a lot of harder topics like grief, finding new friends, new family dynamics, and also a lot of Chinese mythology and dragons, which I adored. This little dragon that you meet in the story is so fun and so delightful. So I would want to giving this one like 3 stars for review. I really liked it, and I would definitely check out book 2. So I did capture Thor, which I worked out for a half an hour. They said pick an activity that you like, and considering this whole challenge is about reading, I decided to do something that was not reading. So I worked out for about 30 minutes. I finished this, so now I'm going to go see what the next challenges. I don't look ahead at challenges, so I don't really know what I'm expecting, but I'm going to go figure out what that is. And then I'll report back and tell you guys what I'm going to be reading next. If it involves reading. I know some of these challenges as we get farther do not all involve directly reading, but I'm going to tackle them. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Half an hour to figure out what I wanted to read, because the problem for Nebula was to pick up a book that and finish it that you've started after 12:4, and I have finished all my books. So I was really indecisive. I didn't know if I wanted to do a challenge prompt or not, but I think I'm just going to do another Christmassy romance. This is Just Haven't Met You Yet by Sophie Cousins. It actually follows a character named Laura, which is my name. And she is a romantic lifestyle supporter, and she is going to the Caymans. She's going to the Cayman Islands on like a business trip, but doesn't get off to the best start because after a really embarrassing encounter with this guy, she winds up realizing she got the wrong suitcase from the airport, and she starts falling for the guy in the suitcase. So I think that's really interesting. So I'm going to pick this one up and see if I like it, and just keep reading. I'm also making my way through my Netflix queue and my YouTube queue. So I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to read about 50 pages, and then I'll give you guys an update. Bye, friends. Lori here. I just want to do a quick check-in. I did wind up reading about 60 pages in Just Haven't Met You Yet by Sophie Cousins. I am liking this book. It's definitely not a Christmas romance. I know her other one was a Christmas romance, but I'm still really liking it. It reminds me sort of like The Flat Chair in a sense. Like, I haven't read it, but the concept just sounds similar. But as I said in the previous clip, she is going on a business trip for her job. Her name is also Laura. Laura's going on a business trip for her job, and she winds up switching luggage with this person, and she's like really obsessed with everything in his luggage, and she thinks just through the items in his luggage he might be her soulmate. Oh, you know what it reminds me of? The Boy Meets Girl episode when Sean found Angela's bag and he like fell in love with all the stuff in Angela's bag. That's what it reminds me of. If you're not a 90s kid, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's what it reminds me of. But so she finds this bag and she's convinced that she's going to like meet him and they're going to have this epic romance. I'm really curious. She's also going back to the place where her parents have met, and she's going to try to like follow the steps that led them to falling in love. Her mom has since passed away, and her dad passed away when she was very, very little. So I'm intrigued. I really am liking it. It's a very, very quick read, and if I like this, I might pick up this time next year, which I know is a Christmas romance, but this is the one that was like being like said it was a holiday romance, so I don't know if it really is a holiday romance. We'll see, but it was pitched to me as a holiday romance, so I don't know, but it does involve traveling, so maybe that's why. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more of this, watch a little bit more of YouTube, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye, friends. I'm reading about 100 pages or 106 pages in Just Haven't Met You Yet by Sophie Cousins. I am really intrigued. Like, I think I can sort of predict where the story is going to go, but it's not what I was expecting when I started reading it, and it sort of reminds me of another book I read relatively recently that I also went in not really expecting, but really liked it. So this character, she's trying to find this man that they swap suitcases with. She's convinced he's like the man of her dreams due to everything in the suitcase. She's also getting into a little trouble at her jobs, but every like chapter starts with like found documents from the past, like part of her family, because she's sort of following her parents' love story on this random island in England. I should have said that this takes place in England. But she's sort of getting help from like going around this place from a taxi cab driver, and they have a very interesting like dynamic that I'm really enjoying. So I'm curious like where the story's actually gonna go. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. My goal is to at least get to page 200 tonight and then see like what time it is. I really just want to watch YouTube till late because I have so many videos to watch. That's really my goal. So yeah, I am gonna read another, maybe I'll read about another 50 pages of this and then I'll give you guys an update and we'll do a time check. Right now it's 7:18. I don't really have any massive plans tomorrow either, which is really, really nice. So I'm gonna go read 50 more pages of this and then I'll give you guys an update. Page 150 and Just Haven't Met You Yet. I really am liking this. It's definitely, again, sort of like Hot British Boyfriend. Not the book I was expecting reading. I definitely think it's going to go the way I predict. It's also super funny and just, I really like Laura's relationship with this like main character. It's, you know, we're getting a little bit more information. It's not a Christmas romance. I will say that. Like, unless like at the end it ends around Christmas, we'll see. Which maybe it does. But it's definitely like a fall September romance, but it does have a travel element to it. I really do like the cat, like the taxi driver. She's sort of having like a mini relationship, not even like a mini relationship with, but like she's spending a lot of time with. And there's a puppy involved. I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm gonna try to read another 50 pages and then give you a time check. Right now it's almost 8:30. So, but yeah, I'll update you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. I'm back. I did end up going to yoga like really early in the morning because I was doing a MuggleCast trivia night. It wasn't a night because it was like at 10 o'clock in the morning, but I did not win, but it was actually super fun. So the last time I chatted with you guys, I was reading Just Haven't Met You Yet, and I got up to page about 200 in this. But I did realize that there was a book that I had been reading before the 4th, and I want to sort of keep things a little bit fair. It's actually the book that I was like listening to with my audiobook. So I bought a copy of The 12 Dogs of Christmas. It's a Pine Havel Christmassy romance novel, and I'm about 55% into it. About 2 hours, like about 3 hours left, and I tend to read these books super quickly. But I've talked about this. I don't know if I talked about this in this reading vlog. I may not have. But this book I'm reading, it follows a girl named Allie, and she goes back to this small town where her grandparents run a dog rescue. And at the start of the book, they are basically taking the funding away from these animals. And Allie and her grandparents have to sort of find new homes for these puppies by Christmas Eve because, or maybe like New Year's Eve, because on the 1st they're going to lose all their funding and then they have to shut down. And the curmudgeon who is taking care of his niece because his sister and her husband passed away a couple of years ago is the person that kind of is like the one that basically pulled the funding for the animal shelter. So they've started sort of working together to save these dogs. I'm a sucker for dogs. Always been a sucker for dogs. So any book that has dogs in it or baking, I'm like totally here for. So I'm really intrigued by this one. I'm on chapter 22. My goal is today is to make significant progress on my YouTube queue because I have a lot of books or videos that I need to watch to get ready for Christmas and holiday season so I can actually watch stuff and not just stare at the holiday movies from afar. But my goal is to finish Nebula today, which is the book, and also maybe finish Just Haven't Met You Yet, but I feel like this one's a little bit more of a priority. So I'm going to go read this, and I'll update you guys when I read to, you know, I have like let's see. I'm on page about 200. So when I get up to page like 250, I'll give you guys another update. Bye, friends. It's like 2:45. I did end up going shopping with my mom, which has become like a Sunday tradition, which we never really did before, but she doesn't like going shopping by herself, and I have so few days off. I also think I'm finally done Christmas shopping. I spent or organized the final few little gifts, and I'm probably going to do those at some point this week, maybe next weekend, because we are getting down to the wire, but I have to like start. I think I finished wrapping everything, which is really, really good, so that's really, really exciting. But I did also get up to page 255 in The 12 Dogs of Christmas. I'm really, really liking this. It's just such a cute story. You could totally tell how the story's done, but I'm also really invested that all the dogs wind up with their forever homes. Again, I'm a very, very big dog fan. I also like that Ben has a niece. I like that relationship. I like a small town. I always love books set in really, really small towns like this. That's like my favorite cozy or small town romances are set in really, really small towns. So I'm going to go back to reading, and when I get up to page 300, I'll give you guys another check-in. Bye. Hi, friends. Just checking back in. I did wind up reading up to page 301 in the 12 Dogs of Christmas. I mean, again, romances are very, very, like, formulaic. So I can sort of see how this book is going to end. We're right at, like, the climax point where everything sort of goes wrong, which sometimes I like those points, sometimes I don't. Recently, they've been getting a little bit more interesting in the current romances I've been tackling, but there's always like a breakdown point where you're like, oh, why can't you all get along? Or all be on the same exact page. So this one's a little bit more complicated because there's dogs and children involved, and I think that always adds the complication factor. But I am really liking it, and I definitely want to get the other two. I'm going to try to snag them as audiobooks, but this Boss Battle Man, I'm trying to save all my Avengers before I go to Disney because I know I'm going to be less focused on the saving of the Avengers at that point, and now I have a lot more, not like a ridiculous amount of time because this week is still going to be nuts and crazy. But I'm going to go read about 50 more pages, and then we'll wrap up this read. Bye, friends. Lori here. I'm back. I did wind up finishing my book, which I'm really happy about. It was really, really cute. I love books about dogs and, like, small towns. I would probably give this one 4 stars. I really, really liked it. It was definitely a sweeter story and just one that was really, really quick. I liked the elements of kids and animals. It was super fun. I'm gonna go figure out my next prompt. I don't know if I think I'm gonna include it in this reading blog, and then I don't know. We're gonna see how long this reading blog is, but I think my next prompt is gonna be Scarlet Witch, which is a longer prompt. So I'm going to see how long this reading vlog turns out to be, and maybe I'll wrap it up or maybe I'll include it, and then I don't know, we'll see, but I'm going to probably wrap this up in a little bit. So I'll talk to you guys when I figured out my next read. I think I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog because the next challenge is just a little bit complicated and I want to sort of set this vlog to go for this week. So in this weekend reading vlog, I feel like I've actually really got back to reading on weekends. I also accomplished a lot. I wrapped all my Christmas presents. I could say I read about like a book because I read about 196 pages and just haven't met you yet, which I liked. It's not, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I really was sort of expecting a Christmas romance and I didn't really get it. So I will definitely probably finish this at some point. And I also finished the 12 Dogs of Christmas, which just was really, really fun. I was listening to the audiobook sort of all week, and I just really wanted to tackle it for Nebula, so that's what I finished today. And yeah, I'm going to go start my next reading vlog and set this one to post and upload it and all these things. I will talk to you for my next reading vlog. Bye, friends.